Hi, I'm Richard Mansell, and I am going to be watching all of my round back from the Porsche Singapore Classic. Yeah, just kind of my main thing for the day was doing what I haven't done in the past is when I start looking at leaderboards and start getting ahead of myself and so on. So my big thing was just focusing on myself, really being me versus me out there, um, and just trying to execute each shot to the best of my ability on that day. So, yeah, we get on hole one here. I pushed my drive a little bit further right than I was aiming. Had actually a little bit of a right miss that week off the tee. Um, but yeah, my wedge play was pretty good all week, and I hit a decent one in here. Tough pin actually. I've had a lot of rain in the week, and really, really soft greens. So controlling spin and stuff like that, and get into back flags was quite tricky. So got aggressive to the back edge, and it came down to about it was about 12 feet. So yeah, as you can see, Fabrizio was in there tight already. Um, and left myself a decent little look. Hit an okay putt here. Slight misread, slight underread. And it was a steady par to start, which when you're trying to win and you've got a hole like that with a wedge in your hand, you're hoping to make it. This was a really good tee shot, aiming down the left side, trying to hit a little fade off that bunker you can see. And yeah, it was exactly where I was aiming, 10 out of 10 on that one. Tricky hole this, easy to kind of get sucked into the right side, and then the green is just kind of a lot of slopes going on. As you can see how far the ball is below my feet here. That's a big thing with this course at Laguna. You don't really ever get a flat lie. So this was a little knockdown 9-iron. I worked really hard all week on the knockdown shots, trying to take spin off just because of how soft it was because of all the rain. And that was literally about 2 foot right of where I was aiming. So really, really good shot. Settle the nerves early on. About 20 feet uphill left to right, really slow putt into the grain. Not my best effort, but again, take a par down that hole and move to the next. You're quite happy coming up to a par five. This was a shocking tee shot. Just not much commitment. Hit it in the one spot you can't. There's a bunker down the right side, which is pretty open, but I happen to find right up against the face where now I'm flicking it out of a lob wedge, and had a pretty long iron into this green, which is a birdie chance. So playing off a side hill lie, hit a decent shot, trying to draw it in more, and it just hangs out a little bit too straight. I think it goes to about 45 feet. Yeah, so got lucky that came back a little bit. So now I'm obviously got a bit of a long range putt. One of them, if you make it, great, but it's not been the best start for me, to be honest. Haven't quite settled into my round. Obviously missing the chance on the first wasn't great, but hit a good putt here. I think it was right on line, and just needed a couple more rolls. But it was a tricky pin. It was in between clubs for me. We ended up hitting the one more club and trying to take spin off. The one less potentially would have pitched on the flag and spun off the green, and that's not good. So yeah, this was kind of the turning point in the round. Big thing was for me to be really aggressive on the greens all week, and as you can see, this one went in at pretty good speed. It was about 35 feet up the hill, right to left. So this was where I think won me the tournament this week in terms of this shot. I hit this on the next as well, and it was basically a 3/4 pitching wedge. Again, I've explained how soft the greens were because of the rain. So controlling the spin, taking probably 10 to 12 yards off that number, and just had really good control with that shot all week. Hit it into about 8 feet there. And this is kind of where I got my round going after seeing that putt go in on the last. So nice one to have here. It was about 2 balls outside the right. And I was feeling pretty good at this point. It's kind of in a bit of a flow state, and I could feel myself just trying to focus on myself. Tough hole, the sixth. So 5 and 6 kind of are opposite winds, so they kind of go back, and there's water down the left of 5 and left of 6. So for me, it was just 3 wood. I could fully commit to it, knowing that I wouldn't reach the bunker. and hit a good, really good committed swing here. It's easy to bail out right. A lot of people do because the wind's normally off the left, and then you leave yourself in the rough or on the side of a hill to a green that's quite a bit going on, quite narrow, water on the left. So that was a good way to set up. Again, this was exactly the same yardage as I had on the hole before. So it was the same club. I think, well, with the wind, we were playing it as the same yardage because it was an opposite. But yeah, 3/4 wedge, trying to take the spin off. There was a few slopes around by the pin. And yeah, just really focusing on my rhythm here. Just going shoulder to shoulder and controlling it in there. So I should go to about 4 feet this one. Yeah, so just spin back off the slope there. And it's kind of that distance where you get up there, you're happy you've hit it close, but it is missable. So you still need full focus, full attention. And luckily it was pretty straight down the hill and managed to roll this one into 3 birdies in a row and kind of really get going. We all know it's a decently it's a good golf course to try and shoot a score on, but you've still got to go and do it and hold the putt. So this was a really good shot here, and I'll just pause it for a second. As you can see, yeah, it goes into like 6 feet. So that was something before that me and my caddy had worked on, where it was kind of again in between. Well, because it was a right flag, you'd think that you'd be hitting a little fade into it, and a fade for me would go a little bit shorter. So I think in the past I would have tried to be perfect and try and cut an 8-iron in, whereas he kind of got me all week to just when I can hit my normal golf shot, and I was hitting it pretty good. Let's just do that and not try and overcomplicate things. So I was a bit more aggressive, hitting a hard 9-iron, knowing that it was never going to go right. It was only going to draw to the middle of the green, and just being a bit smart with my approach. So hit a really good 9-iron there, instead of taking a bit off and trying to be perfect and hitting a 8-iron and then obviously short siding yourself, which is normally what happens. So yeah, just outside the left edge here, good solid roll, and straight in the middle, which I actually think it took me into the lead. So 4 birdies in a row. Again, talk about that flow state of mind and that sort of thing. And I was really present here. Wasn't really feeling it too much. This was a similar shot to the one I spoke about before, but this was actually a gap wedge, not a pitching wedge. But again, that 3/4 swing, focusing on the rhythm. Got the wind a little bit wrong here. We were playing it more out the left, and it was actually a little bit further down, as you can see the flag there. So it's gone probably 5 yards further than I thought it would, but still fine. Left me 20, 23, 24 feet downhill, left to right. And I just, quite nice to see actually. Yeah, dead center. So 5 birdies in a row. I was a bit mad actually. I kind of was so in the moment that I didn't actually know that really happened. You just know that you've seen some putts go in, and that's when you're trying to win a golf tournament, that's what needs to happen. So no, it was nice to see that. And then we get to the 9th hole, tough hole. Nice tee shot for me to aim down the left and just hit my little fade. Exactly what I was drawing up there. So get it into that left side of the fairway. If I over push it, it goes to the right side of the fairway. As you can see, there's a lot of mounds, and this is a hole you need to be on the fairway, as you can see, going into that green. So I've got a 5-iron here. And I've seen this shot back. I hate the golf swing. You see how far left I'm aiming, trying to just slice it in. And my club actually gets stuck in the ground. As you can see there by my follow through. I hate looking at that. I spoke about it with my caddy after, and I pushed it quite a bit, and he's gone straight at the flag. So it actually did a lot better than I thought it was with the contact. I thought it was coming up on the front of the green, but awkward stance. And he just said, like, look, that's why it's better to just fully commit to the shot, and I fully did there. Wasn't my best swing, but it was obviously straight down the middle of the green, and that's what you're trying to do there. Again, a bit like the second, make 4, move on. That's the hardest hole on the course by a mile. So, and a hole that's hurt me in the past when I've been in contention. So yeah, obviously you got a little bit of a walk to the 10th tee from the 9th green. Look, I'm aware I'm in the lead. There's a big leaderboard behind the 9th green, but I'd worked really hard at my mindset stuff, and this is the position I wanted to be in. And you're feeling it, and I'm executing the shots right now, so I'm full of confidence. it's a golf course I've played well on before. And I'm seeing the ball go in the hole. I feel great with the putter, which is a massive, massive thing. It just frees up the rest of your game. So, um, but yeah, I mean, final round when you're trying to win, it might take 4.5, 5 hours. It feels like it takes a year, and there is no getting past that. Obviously, I've still got 9 holes left. Yes, you got a 2-shot lead, but I've had a lead before and messed up. So my main thing is to just kind of forget it, keep doing what I'm doing, which has got me into that position. Focus on what's in front of me, keep breathing, doing my breath work to kind of bring my levels down. Because even if you think you're not nervous, you are. There's no getting past that. It's a big thing. You're trying to win your first event. And I guarantee if you're trying to win your second, third, fourth, fifth event, you're still going to be feeling it. So, yeah, but I've got a tough tee shot now, 10 holes. You really need to try and it's a bit of a blind shot over a corner. And I actually don't hit the best shot here, but the wind was out the left and it just kind of stays straight. But one thing I took from it was I was fully committed. And that was a big thing. And I end up getting away with it. I get a lucky break here and it stops. Just short of the water. It pitches in the fairway, like waist bunker area. And I did kind of think walking up there that it might be in the water because I flushed it by like a bit of a flush pull with Fleetwood. But me and my caddy spoke about it. Like, look, he was like, "Did you commit?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, then let's just go and see where it is." And I just kind of got up there thinking it's going to be in the water, and I was expecting to be dropping, and I was still going to have an approach shot. Yeah, so I get here, not a nice shot at all. That pin is minging. There's so much slope around it. It's only a small little area. So my one thing is out the waist with the wind. I'm chucking it long. I can't be sure. Get it a smidge clean, but I'm on the green. I know I'm 50 feet and I've got a horrible putt coming up. So downhill left to right. I watched my routine here because that was a big thing for me to stay on my routine and keep things brisk and not pause. And I feel like I did that really well all day. Hit a good putt down here, and it's weird. I always find that some courses there's some bits of green that you can see how much the wind's blowing on the flag there. Some bits of green just feel really exposed, and this is one of them. You feel very vulnerable in that little corner of the green. There's wind whipping across. It's probably 4.5 feet. It's like right centre. I actually think I hit a decent putt here. It was committed. It has good speed, and it just goes a bit left with the grain and lips out. I make 5, but I committed to the tee shot. I committed to the second shot. I committed to that 4.5 footer. So, yes, I made my first bogey, but I didn't beat myself up, and I knew that I had to focus up. And this was a really, really important shot. This is a tough par 3. Where the flag is on the green, it looks like there's no green. Again, I hit one club less. I think I hit 7-iron instead of 6, and just hit it hard. And rather than trying to be cute and so on. And that was a really important shot to just kind of get it in there. Left myself a bit of a putt through the grain, got a bit heavy-handed with this one. As you can see, I'm a bit annoyed at myself walking down, thinking, why have I knocked it 3.5 feet by from 12 feet? It's downhill, too aggressive, slightly downwind, but it's hard. You're feeling it in these moments. Your hands, whether you like it or not, they're going to be shaking a bit, and you can see myself. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here a little bit. Luckily, I knocked that 3-footer in, and this was a tee shot all week. In the past, I've loved, and I don't know why, I just didn't this week. So I was hitting little guidey ones up the left side, pull it a little bit left. I was knocking the flight down as well, which was taking a bit of yardage off, but just didn't set up to my eye too well all week. Not sure why, but I'd hit good tee shots into the fairway. So this is quite interesting, actually. I'll pause this one here. It's a back pin. And I'm getting up there, and I think it was between 7. I think I had 194, and my 7-iron's about 1. It was about 190 that week because of the heat in Singapore and so on. And back pin, wind was out the right, if anything, a smidge down, and I'm there thinking the ball's below. It's a little cut 7-iron, take it off. Obviously, if I try and cut a 7-iron, my miss would be left and long, which is because I'd pull it, trying to fade it. And obviously, you cannot go long left there. And I think in the past, I would have tried to do that because it's the right shot. However, my caddy really got into me here, and he's like, "Mate, you're hitting a hard 8-iron down the middle of the green." And he sold it me. He was like, "It's hard 8-iron, just trust me." and I end up hitting 8-iron, just hit a normal golf shot right again, rather than trying to do too much with it. Again, it's a 4.0 hole. Told me after as I'm walking up, he's like, look, you've got 3 par 5s to come. Let's just steady the ship again. And I've been longer this green before and it's not good. So really committed swing. It helped me with that commitment, just having that. I knew I could hit it as hard as I wanted. I was never going to go long. So it was just a really solid 8-iron straight down the middle of the green. I think I asked it to get back there. Stops 23 feet short. But again, I'm picking up a little gain there. If I look at strokes gained, I've hit it to 24 feet from 194 yards. And yeah, should have been a little bit more aggressive with this putt, but I think I thought it was a bit more downhill than it actually was. And easy 4, move on to the next. Yeah, that's basically it. You got a par 5 coming up. So the next par 5, there's a bunker that is right on the limit for me to carry, and like I say, I wasn't driving it my best this week. I think Tom McKibben hit this high bomb driver. He was driving it great, and he flew the bunker, and he went in with like 6-iron because he got the downslope, whereas I was hitting 3-wood in for my second. So just a fully committed 3-wood, leave it short of the bunker, and yeah, get a little bit unlucky with a tee shot because I wanted it to kick down off the right slope more, as you can see there. It starts to roll because the fairways there's a lot going on, but it's still quite above my feet when I get up there. So I've had to take a little bit off the 3-wood on this next one. You can see how much the ball's above my feet, and I've just towed it a little bit. And I think this was the moment that won me the tournament, to be honest. You can see now I'm asking it to sit. It's going left on me. And I thought, as you can see now, this could be a lost ball. I'm 30 yards left of green, and all I can see is bund and a road down there. I actually hit a provisional because I'm thinking that could actually be gone. Luckily, it caught up in the rough, and now I'm there. One thing is, I know I've got away with it. I've not got a very good lie here. There's a lot that can go wrong with this shot. I'm just going to chuck it past the flag and give myself a putt. Because I was feeling pretty good on the green, so hit a really good shot. It was back into the wind, so I could be aggressive, but hit it to about 12-13 feet there. Got a putt 12-13 feet up the hill, left to right, and there's a little bit of grain change, as you can see. But this showed me that the work I've been doing on the greens has really paid off, and the speed that putt goes in at is, I knew in myself that was different to a previous me. It got me back in the lead. And I was just, it was a nice feeling because we'd stuck to a plan off the tee. I got away with a shot, which trying to win any tournament, you have to have things that go your way. In the past, it hasn't, and that was a moment that I got a break. So now I've got a tough tee shot, opposite wind. So I hit a little fairway finder here, just move it left to right from the left side of the fairway, and it goes in the right side. But it's one of them holes where there's probably only a couple of people in the field who can get up here, especially because it's soft now because of the weather. And hit the fairway. Just want to give myself 4 birdie looks. Birdie looks there every day. So yeah, did the first job. I think I'm hitting a 4 or 5 iron here for my layup. I actually catch it a smidge heavy. I think I lean on it a little bit, going back into the wind. I think someone was hitting on the other hole there, and I'm noticing everything right now, so because I'm starting to feel it with a few holes to go. Yeah, flighted 4 or 5 iron. As you can see, the divot was a little bit too big for a long iron, but it went straight, so that's the main thing. And yeah, get it down there to a decent wedge number. This was interesting walking up to this next one, and I'm walking ahead of my caddy, and he just goes, Rich, and he just looks at me and goes like this, come back. You need to slow down a little bit. And that was a big thing. Like, I didn't even know that I was getting quicker and all these things, but it happens. Tough pitching wedge here. It was similar to them. The wind gusted as I'm hitting it. The wind has actually started to really pick up now. Left it out the right. Easily done off the down, ball slight below my feet. But get it pin high, 30 feet right. It's not a terrible shot, but obviously I'm trying to. That had been a shot I'd been good at all week, so I wasn't too happy with it. It's a really good putt, this. I thought it was going to be a little bit quicker, and I thought it was in. And it was downhill, but into the grain. So they're the tricky ones when it's kind of opposite. and it was a good putt. Take my 5, not the easiest par 5 in the world, and move on. Now I've got a chance. This hole now is back downwind, so I'm hitting a driving iron, 3-iron, just to hit it hard as I want, rip it down there, pull it a little bit, but the bunker is up the right, so I was always going to get past the left bunker, and it catches that down, so it actually goes quite a bit further than I was thinking. So I end up leaving a lob wedge in when I was trying to. It's probably gone 20 yards further, just because I pulled it a little bit on the wind. This is a brilliant golf shot downwind to get it to spin back like this, be aggressive to the pin, to a backish pin, pitch it all the way at the back of the green and rip it back. Was you can see how much the wind's whipping there. That was just great strike, exactly how I drew it up, and we won't talk about the putt that you're about to see, but yeah, messing around with the line here, and there was wind whipping about, and it's never easy putting in the wind. And I end up, I think I added a little bit of break and then tried to hit it soft, and I just did not commit to it at all. And that just shows how important commitment is. Like, I was annoyed at myself there. There was a big leaderboard, and that was a thing where I first probably got ahead of myself, and I thought, oh, if I hold this, I'm going to be 2 in front, and it's mine then. Whereas actually, that's not the way to be. My caddy, he just said to me, he's like, please, can you just do me a favour? Because I've hit it in the right rough every day. Wind's off the left. Like I said, I've not been driving it my best this week, but I had a bit of a right miss in me. And when the wind was out the left, it was not nice. And there's water all up the left. You can hit it as far right as you want, but you're going to leave yourself on a bank in the rough to a green that's over water, downhill. It's just not a nice shot. And again, as you can see, such a bad swing. This is so uncommitted, and it is just never going left. You can see from that follow through, and the ball's just going right, and I'm thinking, please get lucky, and it just is on the bank, and it's nestled, and it's, oh god. So you'll see where the flag is now, way above my feet, minging live, just seen Fabrizio hitting the water. I am aiming left half of that clubhouse thing, you can see. And I think I clubbed 12 straight away. It's the best shot I've ever hit. And I'm not going to lie, that is a hole-in-one. That is exactly where I was aiming. It's managed to get just on top. And I can just take a big, deep breath now, because that could have gone horrible. That's where the tournament could have been lost. Roll it down there, not quite as quick as I thought. Again, it was quite a big downslope, so I didn't want to race it 5 foot by and miss that one. And managed to make the 4. And yeah, that recovery shot kind of got me out of a lot of jail. It's obviously still not done, because you've got one of the hardest par 3s in the world now with a mental green. Wind's whipping everywhere. Tom has just hit a 7-iron, and as he hit it, the wind dropped, and it's pitched a lot further. It's just pitched on the back of the green, so it's an island green. It's like TPC Sawgrass 17, but 10 times harder. And 3/4 7-iron, because I saw Tom's, took some yardage off. And again, that was exactly where I was aiming. There's a lot of slopes, and I left myself a really nice 15-footer. This is actually one of the best putts I hit all day. Really good speed. Tough one to read, and it didn't go in, but it showed that I was nervous. I was feeling it, but I still managed to execute what I was trying to do, even though the ball didn't go in. And I knew at this point, I think I'm tied for the lead, and I got a par 5 the last hole. So, yeah. I've obviously got a chance. I've got through 16 and 17, which are where you can ruin your round, because there's a lot of chances out there, but there is some tricky holes as well. And after hitting that tee shot into there, it could have made 18 a lot more simpler for me. But yeah, obviously I was never going to do that, was I? So yeah, it's funny actually. There's planes going over the place all the time, because there's a lot of. It's right next to the airport, and it's loud as well. So there's just a lot. And as you can see, not digging him out, but that guy on the right who's got his hands in the air, I had to step off because of him. So it's always the same. There's crowds around. Everyone's being quiet. And as soon as I'm about to go, as you can see, he's in a high-vis vest. I'm literally walking into my shot, and he just goes like this with his hands. And out of the corner of my eye, I've noticed it, and I've backed off. And I'm like, not now. Like, I want to stand there and rip it down the fairway. And so that happened anyway, and you can't actually see the flag here, but the flag is kind of behind where my waist is, so it is so far left. I'm basically aiming there, and I've got 3-iron here. I'm on an upslope, the wind's in out the right, and we talked about, is it a rip 4-iron trying to draw it in? However, I changed my mind. I wanted to hit something where I basically just hit this big slice, because I was never going to hit it low because I'm on an upslope. And 4-iron, I thought if I try and do that too much, it brings in the water short left. And obviously, I just want to give myself in that right portion of the green. Even if I'm just right at the green, I got a chip. I was practicing that in practice day, but you're never taking that flag on, because it's just, well, you need to be a lot braver than I am if you are. And I was actually walking up there hoping it was off the green, so I could just get a 7-iron and chip and run it. And I get up there and it's on the green. And as you can see, the putt I've left myself is like, it is absolutely mental. I think I had 100 and I paced it out. It was about 115 feet. I've got to go through the fringe, and if I push this putt about 7 foot, I'm down the hill and I can hit it off the green. And no one practices these putts from this far. And it was mad what came into my mind, like, before I'm hitting, is like, don't do that. And it just shows that the thoughts come in and all of this. And I reset myself and I just basically whack it, trying to get it like inside of 10 foot, 115 foot, up the hill, through the fringe, about 15 foot of break. And it did better than I thought it was gonna, to be honest. Get it down there to about 6.5, 7 feet, and I'm calm. I really am calm at this point. I've done that. I was more nervous over that first putt than I was the second, because that was like, it's really hard to get the pace on that when you're feeling it. And I've watched this putt a few times, and my routine just stands out to me. There was no freezing. It was committed. I held my finish, and I knew what it was for. And obviously then the emotions come out, and I think you can see it here now. And obviously Cato, what a player he is, and what a lovely guy. But first week with Dave, my caddy, it was like fairy tale stuff. And yeah, I get a little bit emotional. I see that now, just because there's been a lot of tough calls and tough times, and I was trying so hard to cry here. And you get into like it's quite a vulnerable moment, because the cameras are on you, there's people around, and you've fulfilled like a lifelong dream. And yeah, Ellie was there, friends were there. No, it's a cool feeling. And I've watched this video a lot. I've had 5 weeks off since then. Yeah, a lot has gone into that, and just to kind of, I think the round of golf shows what life's like, really. I mean, I started off, I was so in the zone, it was flowing, everything was going my way. It starts to kind of unfold a little bit, things get thrown at you, you've got to retaliate, you've then got some tough holes coming up. It's hard to win a golf tournament. I then wasn't hitting perfect golf shots, and I managed to go over the line and get it done. And it's just, yeah, it's a cool moment, and something I'll remember forever. And hopefully I can kind of experience that soon again. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool rewatching it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And comment below for the player that you want to see soon. Cheers, guys.
To watch another DP World Tour video, click here, and to subscribe, click here.